Welcome back, right wing Rico, the single boyfriend. There's nothing more anti American than just allowing yourself to be a victim. We're getting more and more stories of people fighting back. Unfortunately, in this day and age, for you to fight back against people that are trying to steal from you or rob you or kill you, if they're black, you're called racist. That's just how it goes now. No matter what it is, if you do not allow them to victimize you, you're a racist. If you say, hey, I want Trump to bring the military to stop the crime, even if it's them against their own people, you're considered racist. That's why that term just no longer means anything. It kind of means what anti Semitic means, just nothing. It's actually a compliment. It means you're aware, it means you're willing to protect yourself. I always ask people if if someone from this particular racial background does something to you or comes after you and you defend yourself, um, would you rather be called racist? Because at least you're alive for them to call you that at all. How fair is that to your family if you're no longer there because you were afraid to fight back? You were afraid to do something and you just wanted to comply. Your kids aren't going to have you. You're the primary breadwinner of your family. What are your people going to do? All because you're worried about virtue signaling and seeming tolerant. That's not the way anymore. I've seen so many of these videos, and I'm noticing that even in California, people are just less and less afraid of the consequences of protecting themselves. That's going to be the only way you're going to survive the next few years. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, but we're going to just look at these cases for what they are. Oakland jewelry store owner locks 5 robbers inside. So 5 men invaded this jewelry store to rob it. 2 of them are killed by the store owners. And the guys who survived, the 3 that didn't die, they are being charged with the murder per California law. Now, I'm from Los Angeles, and I've lost friends to this exact same law. And it varies. Everyone's going to say they didn't know, it wasn't on purpose. I didn't know they were about to do this, but it's that's our law. That's how it goes. We used to have the street 3 strikes law too, but we no longer have it. But say, for example, I get into some friends of mine pick me up, and then they drive somewhere to commit a crime, and I'm in the back seat. I'm like, wait, where are we going? They're like, don't worry about it. We'll be right back. They go there, they pull out weapons, they kill someone. We get pulled over. I'm also charged with murder. I didn't have anything to do with it. I didn't have a gun, but I was with them in the commission of a crime, of a felony, of a murder, or of a robbery, whatever it may be. Say the police get into a shootout when they're pursuing us, and the police kill 3 out of 5 guys in the car. The remaining 2 people who live, we are going to be charged with the murder of our 3 friends because we were with them and they died as a result of their actions, which caused a reaction from law enforcement. They're not going to say the law enforcement killed them. They're going to say the people that were with them killed them. That's how that works in California. But they want to change these laws because they want you to become victims. There were no charges for the shop owners. We're not sure if they legally had their guns because you really can't do that. We don't have concealed carry in California, but it seems like they know a grand jury is not going to indict the owners of this business for defending themselves against 5 robbers. The odds of these men surviving this and coming out on top were probably, I would say, 1 out of 10. That's the odds I would have gave them. 5 versus 2. 5 armed black men versus 2 probably Jewish guys. Is probably 2 Israeli guys. I mean that's it. The odds of them surviving were slim to none, and they persevered. They made it where nobody else would. Now I can't really show you all of the video. I can show you how it starts out. I can show you the first few seconds. If you go to my page, right wing Rico on X, you can watch the whole video. I shared it. But look, the guys are just kind of walking. Now, why would you let five black guys wearing hoodies and ski masks into your business anyway? Now, in California, that's a part of the culture, but I'm sorry, you're trying to hold yeah, you want to make money. You want to sell jewelry to rappers. So you're like, okay, it's okay. No, 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 fuck that. You got to look professional if you want to come in here. You can't have your face exposed. You can't be wearing a hoodie. You can't be wearing dark clothing like you're actually here for a robbery. These guys the shop owners were so desperate to make money that they completely had their guard down. And they only just got lucky because the robbers hesitated. The reason the robbers would have hesitated is because there's a safe and a dead man can't open a safe. So they probably didn't even want to hurt the guys until after. But first things first, you'd have to get them under control. They failed. They tried, but they failed. And then you can see that the shop owners are able to pull out their weapons in time and make it to the back room. So let's see how it starts. Okay, there we go. This is the first guy jumps on the other guy, and he doesn't have a weapon yet, but he pulls one after. Now, these four, this is how you can tell this was amateur hour. One guy's sitting down, two are standing up, and they're leaving this guy completely wide open in the white shirt to grab a weapon or to run. Everybody's not going to run. Some people have a wish factor. They wish you would. And your wish is going to come. Your wish came true. This is the fuck around part, and this is where they find out. Now he falls over the table. Another guy grabs him. There's a guy wrestling over here. Now these guys, this is all AI, by the way, for the YouTube gods. This is not real, but no one's being harmed. This is all fake. But you can see they're pulling out weapons. Let's see if this guy's still up by himself. And this is when the other guy pulls out a weapon. And the first person he hits drops by the front door out of the frame. And then the other guys are literally trying to huddle up. So, and trying to use each other as human shields so that they don't feel the burn of the lead. And there he goes. He pulls. Now these guys are literally, firing over this file cabinet, over this dresser, down. And these guys, now everyone's trying to escape out of the front door, but they locked them in there. They're locked in. Now, as far as I can tell, when these guys retreat to the back, these guys are over here hiding behind this large, I'd assume it's a dresser or bookshelf, because this is an office. There's nothing gory or anything at this, not yet, but they're trying to escape through the front door. Their friends over here on the ground. These guys are they're using a plastic trash can as cover. I'm not sure that's going to work. Something's telling me that these objects that they're firing might not be stopped by a plastic trash bin. And I'm just kind of going through this. So they're firing back, but they're scared. They're trying to get out of there, and then they already have one of them is down, but you can't see him. He's out of frame here by the front door. What it looks like is that the two guys ran to the back. One of them went out the back door, and he doubled around to the front, and he starts firing on these guys through the front door, completely catching them off guard. Because look, they're all over here huddled together. They can't get out the front door, but I don't see any other vantage points in this room, and I don't know where they would. And they're still, the guys are still in the back, but like I said, there's a back door, and and if you go to my page and watch the whole video, Someone starts shooting. It appears they're shooting through the front door while he's on the ground. And this guy in the gray sweats is the receiver. Everyone's hiding behind him. He ends up becoming the human shield. Yeah, and he's not Luke Cage, so he's not bulletproof. So he gets the brunt of it. So these three men are the survivors, and they're the ones that are now charged with murder. Was it worth it? The answer is no. It's never worth it. When you talk to these men, they're like, I'd rather be working at Cheesecake Factory than sitting in prison for the next 15 to 20 years. Now it's California, so for murder, you're never going to do natural life, really. They'll eventually let you out unless you're a Menendez brother, which I'm surprised because if you're a gang and you're just shooting people and yada yada, you do about 15 years, and then you'll come down on an appeal and get out and get a CDL. But these high end murders that were public, they keep those guys indefinitely. But these guys will eventually get out. So, but yeah, this is they're all there and they're still scrambling. Look, there he goes in the back, but I only see the one guy. That means the other guy that was wearing the black shirt, he swung around. And these guys are freaking out because they're trapped inside the office. And there they go. He's here at the front door, and now these guys are like, what the hell? And they're just firing in. He's there. He's firing in there, and this guy gets every brunt of it. And these guys are hiding behind the guy in the gray. When I see these crimes, and like I said, I'm from California. A lot of my friends used to do home invasions, and banks, and eventually it was gonna happen to me. Eventually, I was gonna eventually be another victim. So I left. I saw it coming. You're either doing it to people or it's gonna get done to you. And I just didn't want to be a victim. And it's California, so either somebody was going to try to do something to me and I protect myself and then I go to jail, or they do something to me and I'm no longer around to protect myself at all. And most people have said they'll rather be carried by 12 than they'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. I'd rather be judged by 12. So I just decided to leave. It just wasn't safe. You can't protect yourself in California. Now, these guys, again, they got lucky. They had a business. These guys were there doing business, but it's not always so cut and dry. There was a case in Sacramento we all saw on video. A girl comes to this guy's house fighting over another girl, pulls out a weapon. The guy kills her. He gets arrested. He has to go sit in jail and fight murder charges, even though a woman came there to kill him over another girl. Pulls out a gun on him first and everything. But we don't have self-defense laws. Now, of course, I'm sure for businesses, it's different. Or if you're a security guard, it's different. I remember this happened to one of my best friends, a guy I loved, to party with him for years, family guy. But he decided he wanted to start a dispensary at his house. And he figured, he had armed security there and everything. And some guys said, yeah, we're going to come here. We want to shop with you and look at some weed. And they killed my friend and actually killed 2 of my friends there and another guy. So it's 3 guys at this house. It happened in Burbank, California a few years ago. And, it just broke my heart. And, they were all armed, but the guys who came in got the best of them. They got the drop on them. Made them open the safe and everything, and then they executed them all. So you really, crossing your fingers and hoping that these people are going to let you survive at the end of the robbery, especially if you know who they are and you can identify them, or if they think that you're going to come after them because you're armed, they're not going to let you live. So what do you do? What would you do? People don't ask themselves these kind of questions until it's too late. Again, they want a virtue signal and be liberal and, oh, love is love. I love these people. It's just money. I don't care. I'll just give it to them. Yeah, okay. What about when they want more than just money? They want your life too. You give that to them too so you can satisfy their needs. You don't want to be considered racist, right? So you got to let them kill you. If you try to stop them, you're oppressive. The colonizers wouldn't have stopped them, you know. Well, so that's how you're going to look at it. You give your life away too. You're going to have to make a decision. The business owners survived here against all odds. 5 versus 2, and they won. You're not going to be this lucky. You're not. I tell everybody the rules are no matter what, it's 50-50. Your odds are always 50-50 because you never know what the other person's going to do. So I just tell everybody, no matter, you could be a giant, you could be fighting a midget. Your odds don't change. 50-50. I know earlier I said there was only a 10% chance of survival, but again, rules of engagement, you have a 50-50 chance of things not going in your favor. So those are your only odds. If you can, stay out of California. This is where this is happening at. This is where it's all happening at. Look, I'm on X right now, Oakland jewelry heist. You see the guys, look at these, they're coming for you. They have the look. Look at them. They're coming for you. You know, but it's not just there. Look at thugs rob a jewelry store in Oakland. Yeah, it's not an isolated incident. It happens all the time. This is a woman walking down the street on her way home from work, and 2 cars pull up and jump out to rob her. The usual suspects, blacks. But I'm the bad guy for pointing it out. Yeah. This is about what I would say 20 to 30 black dudes running in there with weapons. California smash and grab jewelry heist. We don't have California. But think about it. If you go out and you're looking for these suspects, you can't, they'd say, oh, you're profiling us because you're looking for black guys. So really they have the perfect cover because you really can't specifically go looking for suspects that are black, even though all the suspects are black. It's the perfect loophole for protection. You can't do anything about it except just become a victim. Now, like I always say, we have another 6 teens, Oakland, Chinatown, smash and grab. Yeah. People try to tell me, oh no, Rico, everybody does it. Mexicans, Asians, white people, they're doing smash and grabs and robbing everybody too. No, they're not. You're lying. And the fact that you make up this lie so you can sleep at night and because you want to feel better about the fact that your group is just basically a part of all the crime that's happening, the worst of the worst. So you make up these lies to pretend that it's even spread out amongst everybody. Everybody's just going around robbing each other. That's just a normal thing and just killing each other. That's a lie that you tell yourself. It's a lie from the depths of hell. And you see these other people are victims. These guys decided that they were going to be victors at the other guy's expense. So if you have sons and you have kids, show them these videos. Give them other options. Put them in trade school. Get them away from other black people because this culture is toxic. But it spreads like a virus. It's a mind virus. Get your kids away from their friends. Get them away. Or they're going to end up in prison. Like I said, we always have boxes, a box made of metal or a box made out of pine. The culture wants your kids dead or in prison. And it's your own people that push the culture and protect the culture because they want to see you gone. It's happening. This population of 13% is probably already down to 9% now. No one's talking about it. Again, this problem is the only one that we've been able to already begin to successfully vaccinate our way out of. If you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. It's happening every day. Go to my Instagram. You can see I keep score for you all. Like and subscribe. Share the video. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I'm open to hearing your thoughts. I'll be back on live in about